Ladies and gentlemen, I am so excited to knock out this video. Y'all ready for this one? Today we're going to be checking out my Reverend Descent RA baritone guitar. Let's get into it. So what is going on, everybody? Thank you so much for joining me for today's video. My name is Ray. I'm a guitar player here on YouTube, and this video has been heavily anticipated, heavily requested, and heavily something else. I ran out of words. But yeah, in all seriousness, you guys have been seriously like bugging me in a good way. I'm not complaining. I love that you guys have as much enthusiasm as I have, but you guys have been asking for this video, like, hey, when's your Reverend Descent baritone video coming out? When's the Reverend baritone video coming out? Right now. We're gonna knock it out today, and I'm stoked, man. So why am I so stoked? Well, spoiler alert, ladies and gentlemen, I love this thing. Yeah, I love it. I played my last 3 shows with Concrete Dream using this guitar and this guitar only. There's obvious reasons why, but we'll be sure to get to them when we go over the positives and the negatives. But yeah, man, I've been jamming on this thing for such a long time. This thing was out at the Whiskey A Go-Go out in California, so this guitar has a little bit of history for me. I played the Whiskey A Go-Go with this guitar for the first time. That's pretty rad, man. You know what I mean? I'm pretty excited to have that kind of like story to myself, my career, and having this guitar, you know, attached to that story and that memory. So that's pretty cool. But the specs of this guitar, 26 3/4 inch scale. So a very short scale baritone, barely a baritone if you think about it. But yeah, that's the scale length, and that's the selling point or lack thereof, which we'll talk about. We have rail hammer pickups in here. We have a master volume, master tone, and a master bass contour knob, which we'll talk about. We have a roasted maple neck and fretboard, bolt-on construction. That's super rad. We have locking tuners, and yeah, I think that's pretty much it. And then last but not least, the elephant in the room, the obvious reason why I went with this one is Silver Burst. Silver Burst, yeah, my favorite finish of all time, and it's very me, and I'm kind of known as the Silver Burst guy, which is crazy that I'm known for anything kind of cool. So yeah, man, I'm just super stoked on that. So Silver Burst, big win for me. And then last spec I did is I tricked it out with some eye screws, kind of my signature thing that I ripped off from EVH. But yeah, whenever I play live, if you guys have ever seen clips of me play live or see me play live in person, I can't help it. I'm just like a nut. I'm just like a maniac. I literally can't help it. I just freak out, and I just love music so much and playing live so much. So like when I was practicing and when I was playing live back in the day, you know, I would just strip out and just rip out every single strap lock or strap button, whatever. So, you know, saw EVH do this from back in the 80s, so I, you know, naturally adopted that to my style. So now it's kind of become my thing. All my live guitars have these eye screws, and I love it, man. But enough talking about this guitar. Let's hear how it sounds, okay? So this guitar is tuned to drop G, okay? And then this guitar is going into a Fortin 33, which is then going into my gold-plated Mesa Boogie dual rectifier, my go-to rig that 90% of my tone comes from anymore. And then after that, we'll come back, we'll do a casual chug fest. I'll just play through this guitar just with some high-gain tones, some chugs, have some fun. And then we'll come back and we'll wrap up today's video, okay? So I got a lot to show you. Let's not waste any more time. Let's get into some tones right now. So, ladies and gentlemen, I already said it. I love this guitar, but are there any negatives? And more specifically, how does the scale length hold up with drop G? I said it before I bought this thing. I said it when I unboxed this thing. I was very reluctant to buy this baritone because the scale length is a very short baritone scale length. Most baritones start at 27 inches and beyond. I've said it a million times, I love 30-inch baritones. I think they're amazing. And anywhere in between 27 to 30 works for me. But the fact that this one is a quarter of an inch shorter than 27 inches. It's only a quarter of an inch, but it does, it does matter. I was wondering if that was going to cause any sort of intonation or tuning stability problems. And I gotta be honest, ladies and gentlemen, no problems whatsoever. 26 3/4 does drop G, but I would not be comfortable going any lower than that. Now, I don't know how well this is going to translate. I mean, I'll do my very best just wiggling the strings, but there is a decent amount of give with this string. It is pretty floppy. I have a 72 on the bottom, 13 to 72. That's the Ernie Ball Music Man baritone strings. Now, I could bump this up to an 80, I guess, but, I mean, I still have to be able to play the string relatively easily, I guess. And I don't know. Now, one drawback that I thought was going to be a problem is not a problem, and that is tuning stability. Like I said, I played this guitar at the Whiskey. I played it at another club down in downtown LA. I played this at our last Jersey show. And every time in between songs, I'd be like, all right, let's see how bad the damage is, meaning my tuning, because like when I played my Squier baritone, I'd be jumping around and then I'd go to check the tuning and it'd be pretty out of tune. But I'd be like, all right, let's check the damage, and it would be relatively close to perfectly in drop G, and I'd be like relatively surprised. I'd be like, oh, all right, I guess I don't really need to retune that much. And I don't know if that has to do with the roasted maple neck or if there's the build quality or whatever. But long story short, man, this guitar holds tuning very, very well, and holds tuning exceptionally well, especially for the way I jump around like an idiot when I play live. Now, in terms of the sound, the pickups, they're okay. They're just okay. There's a little too much bass in them, and that has to deal, I think, kind of with the bass contour thing. Now, Reverend has these guitars set up to where, like, it's kind of like a filter of sorts where you can roll in and out some bass. And honestly, I mean, I could dial in some bass, like drawing back the bass a little bit, but it's just too much going on, especially, again, playing live. Like, I don't want to be worried about, all right, where's my bass roll off at? You know what I mean? Like, is it in the middle? Is it, where's this? So it's always wide open. Just like, metal guitar players, generally speaking, have everything wide open, right? So all I'm trying to say is, like, the bass contour and the sound and the pickups, I don't know, it's a little too bass heavy, a little too, like, squishy or something, not as tight and articulate like a Fishman Modern or an EMG or something like that. So I guess eventually one day I might swap out the pickups. I probably will. To what, I don't know. I think Fishman's would sound great with this, to really clean it up, like some Fishman Moderns. Even though I'm an EMG guy, I just feel like Fishman's would do the job. But I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud right now. But yeah, the pickups and the sound and the bass contour, it's okay. But apart from that, ladies and gentlemen, one final positive I will say is how light this guitar is. This is a Carina body. I forgot to mention that in the specs of this guitar. It is so light. It feels like almost lighter than a Stratocaster. And that's great, again, playing live, because, I don't know, it's just like it allows me to throw it around and it allows me to dance a little bit more, you know what I mean? So this is like the perfect live guitar for me, and just all the things that I described, and the weight, just, it doesn't kill my shoulders, doesn't kill my traps. And yeah, it's just a joy and a breeze to play. So, ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, I love this guitar, man. I really sincerely do. It's my #1 right now. That's always subject to change. I always change out everything. But I just love playing it, and I just enjoy dancing with it on stage. You know what I mean? So, everybody, that's going to do it for this video. What do you guys think of this guitar? How it sounds? How it looks? Leave all your thoughts down below. I'll say it one more time. I like the looks of it. The sound is okay. It's solid. But it's a great baritone all the same. So leave your thoughts down below, and I'll meet you down below in the comments, okay? Everybody, thank you so much for watching, man. If you're brand new to my channel, you would consider subscribing. I'd really appreciate it. I am out of here. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay metal. I'll see you guys next time. Later.